All right, so we've got two examples. This is a soft T. This is a C.A.T. They're both fantastic. They have their own pros and cons, but they are examples of the ones commonly used and trusted by emergency medical personnel, by military. I am very well trained in the C.A.T, and the C.A.T is what I commonly teach. It's also more widely available. So let's talk about the C.A.T. We'll go over the anatomy real quick. So this is the whole tourniquet, right? I've got it folded up right now for quick use, but we have our windless clip, and this is the windless. This is the stabilization plate. It's a flat part. This is what's going to go against the skin. This is our quote-unquote red tip technology, and this is our strap. Our strap is commonly what's known as either self-adhering or hook and loop. I still call it Velcro. I know that's a brand name and I technically can't do that. And the ideal use for this is extremity hemorrhage, so arms or legs, and definitely for a partial or total traumatic amputation. But you can also have penetrating trauma or like a laceration, like a deep cut or something, where you've got a severe bleed. So you've got a massive hemorrhage, arms or legs, you can use this for those. Unless you're into some, you know what, let's just move on. So as I was saying, trying to stop blood flow. You know, crank down on this fucking thing. And once you're done cranking down on that, as you can see, it's still attached to my leg, and it's basically stopping all of the blood flow on my leg right now. Don't pay attention to the hands and fingers that are coming out of it. Anyway, so then that windless is going to go into the windless clip. Once you have that in the windless clip, just to secure it so it doesn't spin back, and we're just going to put our little strap across so that way it doesn't come out, right? And then it even says time, so you can write down the time that you applied it. When you're initially addressing a bleed, especially if it's a partial or total amputation, you want to go as high as you can over any clothes and as tight as you can. And one of the key things to remember is getting as tight as you can with this strap before you start using the windless. But Tiny, won't clothes get in the way if I put this over top of clothes, especially like bulky clothing? Yes. So what you want to do is try and move any type of bulky clothing, but you need to get this on and applied as quickly as possible because the whole point is to preserve life. Different types of bleeds are going to have different associated times with potential loss of life. And I'll talk about the different types of bleeds that you can run into and how to easily identify those in the future. But if you're dealing with an arterial bleed, I'm going to give you about 60 seconds. If you're training with me, once you've identified an arterial bleed, you got about 60 seconds to get this on. Okay, but then why are we going as high as possible? Well, you're going as high as possible because you don't actually know how high up that bleed goes. You won't know that you missed the bleed if you just put the tourniquet lower than the actual bleed, because it'll still stop blood flow, but only from coming out of the body. It won't stop the blood flow from happening inside of the body. I hope you learned something. If you got some questions or you want me to expand upon any part of the process that we went over so far, just let me know in the comments. Stay safe, be well. We'll see you soon.